Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuddha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Hare Krishna, guys. Hope you're having a fabulous day. It's me, the old school monk, and today we are hanging out on RuneScape and training a little bit of woodcutting because it's autumn time and the leaves are yellow, and there's something about the yellow leaves that make me want to train my woodcutting. You know, the seasons are always changing in life, from autumn to winter to spring to summer to autumn to winter to spring to summer to autumn to winter to spring to summer to autumn to winter to spring to summer. The external world is always changing, but we, the observer, remain the same. And today's, at least the day that I'm recording this, is Wednesday. Wednesday's the day that they put updates on RuneScape. So we've just had our update, and I think without updates, I think a lot of people would quit RuneScape. And that's because a lot of us require some kind of external changes in order for us to feel peaceful. I kind of like the free-to-play version of this game because it doesn't change. It takes a long time for an update to come out, and even those updates don't really affect the way that the game is played in a big way. And so in that way, you're forced to be patient and you're forced to make do with what you have. This constant need that we have for the game to be updated is actually a requirement to taste something fresh. The descriptions of the ancient Vedic texts say that the spiritual reality is ever fresh. It's constantly new. So us as spiritual beings are craving that ever freshness. But this material world very quickly becomes old. And so we have to make some kind of external change in order to feel some kind of artificial freshness. Subway, eat fresh. There's something nice about things being fresh. But the fact of the matter is that we can try to change so many things in our external world. We can call for new updates on our game. We can change our life position. We can quit our job. We can leave our relationship. We can escape our feelings of inadequacy by making some kind of external shift or some kind of external change. But there's a lot to be said for putting your spear in the ground and facing those feelings head on. Those feelings of discomfort, discontent, those feelings that call us to go and make an external change. You know, sometimes in life we find ourselves in an uncomfortable position. Someone's saying something to us, or someone's treating us in a certain way that we deem to be unacceptable, or we deem to be crossing our boundaries, or however it may come across. Instead of knee-jerk reacting to those people who are so-called wronging us, or so-called putting us in an uncomfortable position, sometimes there's so much to be learned from allowing them to say what they have to say. In some cases, allow them to fire their missiles at us, but don't fire any missiles back. Switch auto-retaliate off and just humbly listen to what they say, take the truth from it, and don't react. Now this takes a lot of mental control. In the Sanskrit, there's a verse, Vacho vegam manasukroda vegam jiva vegam uddara pashta vegam itam vegam yo vishahita dirar sarvam apimam pritavim sasishat. One has to tolerate the urges to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of your tongue, your belly, and your genitals. If you can tolerate the urges, then you're qualified to be a leader. And sometimes when someone's throwing missiles at us, then the immediate kind of internal experience is, okay, I need to start throwing missiles back. I need to defend my position. I need to, tell this person why they are wrong for doing the thing that they are doing. But you can find that if you resist that urge and you don't reply to them, you just humble yourself and say, yeah, you're most likely right about what you're saying. I can't argue with you. you'll find that is actually, that humility, that display of humility, it disarms their martial spirit. In other words, it nerfs their weapons. It makes them hit a 0 on you. And sometimes such a display of humility can be very difficult for that person, and they'll then try to attack your lack of response. But nonetheless, when someone's saying things to us which are hurtful, although we may be able to tolerate it in the moment, those words stick, and sometimes it can really create a lot of anger within us. I can't believe they said that about me. I hate that person. This is an unacceptable situation. They've completely crossed me and they haven't been punished. They deserve to be punished, But actually, if you analyze the situation, there's the common saying, hurt people hurt people. That person is suffering, and so they're choosing to, instead of face their own internal shortcomings, they're choosing to push their shortcomings onto you and blame you for their situation. And I think if you can really try to be compassionate towards a person that's lashing out on you and throwing heat at you, and see that they're suffering, and if you were in their position, you'd probably be doing the same thing. Their hate in their heart is burning them alive, and they're deciding to spew that hatred onto you. And instead of meeting that hatred with more hate and perpetuating the cycle, or continuing it, you can choose to absorb it. Humble yourself, control your urge to speak, and try to find somewhere in your heart a way to be compassionate to that person. And I think if more of us approach conflict in that way, then the world would gradually become a nicer place to live. But this is a challenge. Hare Krishna. That need to externalize some internal pain. In other words, to take the emphasis off the pain that we're feeling inside ourselves and distract ourselves by looking into the external world for reasons for our suffering. We can blame others. We can say that, this update ruined my account, or if it wasn't for X, Y, or Z on the game, if it wasn't for the Jagex customer support team being slow, or if it wasn't for this, that, or the other, then I'd be happy. But actually, the true reason why we're not happy is because we've lost ourselves in this world. We've forgotten who we are and what our true purpose is, and we're trying to find a reason, trying to find a purpose in this external world, this material world. But our purpose doesn't reside here. Really, our purpose resides within. And by that I mean our purpose resides within our relationship with God, with Krishna, with Allah, with Yahweh. Our relationship with God is where we'll find that satisfaction that we're craving. We will never find satisfaction in picking holes in the world around us. We'll never find satisfaction in a RuneScape update. Sooner or later, we are gonna get fed up of something about the game, and then we'll probably quit. These are just some thoughts, and maybe they were valuable to you, maybe they weren't. But if you got this far, please write yellow leaf, and I really appreciate your time and attention, and hopefully we'll be back with the video soon. Hare Krishna.